She's alive!
Let's start with the face of Severance himself, Adam Scott. He plays Mark, a man split between two lives. One he lives at work, and one he barely remembers on the outside. And Adam brings so much depth to the role. Subtle, heartbreaking, and totally magnetic. And it's wild because most people knew him as the king of sitcoms, and here he is, absolutely nailing a dark, cerebral sci-fi drama.
I think the second you get your wife back, you forget I ever existed. What do you want from me? We are in this together. Can't you just trust me? No.
So you're Griff.
Must be tough to live in a world where not everyone's name is stitched on their jacket. Tommy.
One of Adam's very first TV roles was in Boy Meets World back in 1994. He played Griff Hawkins, a slick, smooth-talking rebel who strutted into John Adams High like he owned the place. Griff was the kind of bad boy who somehow never got in real trouble. Think leather jackets, charm overload, and total 90s cool vibes. And hey, Boy Meets World was a massive deal back then, a classic teen sitcom that shaped a whole generation.
What are you waiting for? See, the sooner you hit me, sooner Feeney finds out. The sooner you're back in reform school. But I'm sure a smart guy like you already figured that out.
Fast forward to 2010, and Adam decided to dip his toes, literally, into the bloody waters of Piranha 3D. Yep, he played Novak, a straight-faced fish and wildlife officer trying to keep the chaos in check while prehistoric man-eating piranhas go on a rampage. And what about you? Are you a fan of piranha movies?
Yeah, that's right. Oh my. Excuse me, but is that a fucking piranha? When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
Yes. No. Yes. No.
Come hither, peasant. Come here. Who are you?
Our starship is in trouble.
Okay, Leslie, listen, if you don't know what you're talking about.
That same year, he landed the role that turned him into a comedy icon, Ben Wyatt, in Parks and Recreation. This is hands down his most popular role to date. Ben is the nerdy, sweet, slightly awkward government worker with a love for accounting, Game of Thrones, and calzones. He wasn't just hilarious, he was also totally lovable. Parks and Recreation is still a comfort show for millions, and Ben Wyatt is a huge part of why.
I was gonna pull a prank.
No.
Yeah. I hired these guys in ski masks to kidnap us, and I was gonna pretend to be a hero. They were gonna shoot me and drive the van into the river, and that's when the divers would go in, pull you guys out of the water, and I would be standing on the shore like, hey, you get pranked much?
What the? I was saying, you know who looks good in a beard? Dumbledore, not you.
Guy? What do you do?
In The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Adam plays Ted Hendricks, the ultimate office jerk. He's the smug new manager who takes over Life magazine and instantly starts making Walter's life a living nightmare. The movie itself follows Walter, played by Ben Stiller, as he escapes his boring gray life by diving into epic daydreams and eventually real-life adventures around the world. Fun fact, this movie was actually the beginning of a major creative bond between Adam Scott and Ben Stiller. Not only did they act together here, but Ben was also the director, just like he is in Severance.
Are you the Tin Man? Need a little oil can? Jesus.
What's this about fucking a theater director?
No, you misheard that. Where are you going?
Get my ears checked.
Then came a whole new vibe in Big Little Lies, where Adam played Ed McKenzie, the soft-spoken husband of Reese Witherspoon's character. Ed is the guy who wants peace, connection, and maybe just a little more appreciation. Surrounded by scandal, secrets, and emotional chaos, he brings a grounded energy that's both gentle and quietly powerful. It was a big shift from comedy, and Adam pulled it off beautifully.
To me, when I'm thinking, I'll tell you. I think we're done.
In The Good Place, Adam popped up as Trevor, a smirking, smug demon from the bad place who loves making things awkward for everyone. He's rude, chaotic, and kind of hilariously awful, even though he wasn't a main character. Trevor made a big impression. It's one of those small role, big energy situations.
Oh, hello. Hi. You look like a piece of crap. Are you Eleanor?
Dude, you're like a legend in the bad place. Check this out. Huh? Pretty great, right?
And finally, we have Madame Web. The movie was a full-blown disaster, panned by critics, roasted by fans, and widely considered one of the worst superhero movies ever made. But guess what? Adam Scott was in it. He played Ben Parker, aka Young Uncle Ben. It was unexpected, kind of cool in theory, but let's be real, most people forgot he was even in the movie. Still, it's always interesting seeing him pop up in the superhero universe, even if the movie flopped harder than a fish out of water.
You're okay.
Did I die?
Yeah, you were down 3 minutes before I fished you out.
3 minutes?
Yeah. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Now, let's talk about the mysterious and mesmerizing Dichen Lachman. In Severance, she plays Ms. Casey, the wellness counselor at Lumon, with this strange, calm, and cold presence, almost robotic. And pretty soon, we find out there are way more secrets surrounding her than the show as a whole. Some of them kind of bad vibes, if you really stop to think about the deeper messages in the series.
Could I just...
I'm sorry. I just have so much to do today. On you go.
He's not asleep.
Dichen Lachman has been in way more roles than you might expect, like the awesome sci-fi show Dollhouse. This 2009 series, created by Joss Whedon, had a super interesting and kind of creepy premise. It was all about a secret organization that programmed people known as dolls to take on different personalities and skills for high-paying clients. And when their mission was done, boom, memories wiped clean like it never happened. Kinda gives off Severance vibes, right?
And you?
Are you sure? Can you tell me anything about me?
I just got this feeling in my gut that something bad happened to you.
Probably the same something bad that happened to all of us.
Your name is Clark?
Yes.
I'm Anya.
We also have to talk about The 100. This post-apocalyptic sci-fi drama was packed with survival, betrayals, and some very questionable decisions. The story followed a group of teenagers sent back to Earth from a space station to see if the planet was livable again. Spoiler alert, it was, but definitely not empty. Dichen played Anya, a badass grounder leader who was not messing around.
You were born on July 2nd. It was, a hot night, and for some reason I decided to clean the house before I woke your father.
Let's switch things up and talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., one of Marvel's longest-running and most underrated shows. Spanning 7 seasons, it took fans deep into the world of espionage, superpowers, and wild sci-fi twists. Dichen played Jiaying, a key figure in Season 2. At first, she seemed like a kind and wise leader guiding Inhumans at a hidden sanctuary. But things got dark real fast.
So strong. What did you do? I always believed the reason I endured all that torture and pain was for you. That you were my true gift, but you're not.
Years, parsecs, infinite distance. And why? Did they come to invade? No. Or did they come in peace? Neither.
Alright, and what about Dichen in Supergirl? This CW superhero series brought action, drama, and a whole lot of comic book fun. And of course, what's a good superhero story without some serious villains? That's where we meet Dichen Lachman as Roulette, a high-stakes underground fight club mastermind, running illegal alien brawls for the rich and powerful.
I'm shutting you down, Sinclair.
Unlikely.
You're conducting illegal fights. You're breaking the law.
Technically, they're not people. They have no rights. So, how could I be breaking the law? You called sooner than I expected. It's only been a day.
And now it's time to jack into Altered Carbon. This cyberpunk, neon-drenched, mind-bending Netflix series was all about a future where people could swap bodies like changing outfits. Deacon played Raylene Kawahara, fierce, ruthless, and carrying some serious family drama. It was one of her most notable roles, and definitely one of her best characters. Oh, and if you want to dive deeper into all her awesome roles, check the link in the description or click the card for a full video all about Dichen Lachman's career.
As it may yield an embarrassing emotional response in you, and as I'm duly swamped, I shall leave you to read it in solitude.
Time to shine the spotlight on the incredibly talented and charismatic Tramell Tillman. He plays Mr. Milchick, the relentlessly upbeat dance master at Lumon Industries, always smiling, always watching, and somehow, even when he's being terrifying, he's still so weirdly charming.
With the newspaper every day like my grandpa.
It's my artisanal skill, reading on paper. Oh, Rolo, look, somebody loves me.
Hey, get your own dog.
One of Tramell's very first major roles was in Dietland. Back in 2018, he played Steven, a kind and thoughtful character who was best friends with the show's main character, and often the voice of reason. The show followed Plum, a ghostwriter for a fashion magazine who is overweight and becomes entangled in a feminist revolution. The whole story dives deep into society, beauty standards, health, and relationships.
Losing weight will turn you into better prey? How about staying fat will kill you?
Excuse me?
Look, Plum, I love you, but I'm gonna go hard here. You are not healthy. You are not well.
Then came Godfather of Harlem, a gritty, powerful series diving into the real-life story of gangster Bumpy Johnson. Tramell played Bobby Robinson, a music producer who crossed paths with some seriously influential figures during the civil rights movement. It's a bold, stylish show, and Tramell fit right into that high-stakes world with ease.
This morning, these two Italian men came to my store, beat me up, and forced me to sign Teddy's contract over to Royal Chord Records. Since Teddy's a friend of your daughter, I thought maybe that you could help me get my artist back.
Fast forward to 2024, and we've got Sweethearts, one of his most recent roles. In this romantic comedy, he played Coach Reese, a supportive, grounded character who helps guide the younger cast through the ups and downs of love and life. It's a softer, more heartfelt performance, and shows just how versatile Tramell really is.
Are you gay?
Yeah.
But you live in rural Ohio. Why do you live here?
Where else should I be living?
Oh, and Tramell is also part of the cast of the upcoming Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. This is his biggest role since Severance, and it's a major step into the world of high-octane action. We don't know much about his character yet, but one thing's for sure: Tramell's star is rising fast, and we're totally here for it.
What exactly is your plan?
Glad finish your eggshell.
Semi-gloss.
That's hot.
Now let's talk about the funny and totally relatable Zach Cherry. In Severance, he plays Dylan, one of the macrodata refinement team members at Lumon. He's bold, he's impulsive, and he's got some of the funniest one-liners in the entire show. In Season 2, Dylan also brings a really interesting perspective on the relationship between people and their innies and outies.
Gretchen G.
Oh my God.
I love you. And I know I'm just an innie, but I love you all the way I do. Gretchen. I made this for you. I can give you a life, please.
Now, before Severance, Zach already had a pretty cool resume. One of his early standout roles was in Search Party back in 2016. He played Duncan, a quirky screenwriter tied to one of the show's central characters. Search Party is a dark comedy that follows a group of millennial friends who become amateur detectives while looking for a missing girl, and things spiral quickly into chaos and mystery.
Remember what I said earlier? Garcia confronts the serial killer?
Yeah. I'm like so excited.
Well, I just want you to be ready that when that happens, Garcia dies.
What?
A big chunk of Zach's career has been marked by small roles in big projects. But trust me, some of these cameos were unforgettable. Take the Marvel Universe, for example. In Spider-Man Homecoming, Zach plays the street vendor who excitedly yells at Spidey to do a flip. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment, but it became a total fan favorite.
You're that Spider guy on YouTube, right? Call me Spider-Man! Okay, Spider-Man! Do a flip! Yeah! Not bad!
And then he popped up again in Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings, playing Clev, the enthusiastic guy live streaming the insane bus fight scene, like one of the best action sequences in the MCU. And he's right there in the middle of it, cracking jokes and capturing the chaos on camera.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Clev, coming at you live on the bus. I actually did take a little bit of martial arts as a youth, so I'm gonna try and grade this fight as we're going.
But Zach's not just about cameos. He also had a slightly bigger role in another huge series, You. In Season 1, he played Ethan, a friendly and slightly awkward bookstore employee who works alongside Joe, the main character. The show is a psychological thriller about a charming but deadly stalker, and Ethan brought a bit of lightness and humanity to an otherwise super intense story.
She read her number on there? She was on you hard.
She was just being nice.
I'd be Googling the hell out of her right now. You know her full name?
It's pretty aggressive, Ethan.
What do I tell you? Always be closing that chick.
And speaking of massively successful shows, remember when Zach popped up in Succession, he played Brian, a quirky and confident management trainee who crosses paths with Roman Roy during Roman's short-lived attempt to learn the ropes at Waystar's theme park division. Do you remember watching him in this show?
What's your story, Hunky Dory?
Me? I'm an enigma. You can't pigeonhole me. I'm there and then I'm gone. I'm intellectually promiscuous but culturally conservative. I work hard but I do not play hard. I play easy. Why would you play hard?
Good question.
And most recently, he showed up in another pop culture juggernaut, Fallout. In the 2024 hit Prime Video series, he plays Woody Thomas, a resident of Vault 33 and a member of its governing council. Fallout is all about life after nuclear devastation, and Woody adds that perfect mix of humor and humanity that Zach does best.
You've worked janitorial, you've done kitchen duty. Are you aware that at every job you've been assigned to, your performance review has been lax enthusiasm?
No, but that sounds accurate.
Devon, we're in the retreat. I accosted you for your coffee. Oh, he's beautiful. He looks like a William.
His name's Bradley, actually.
Not William? You changed it?
Devon, Mark's loving and fiercely protective sister, was portrayed by the brilliant Jen Tullock. Unlike the severed employees at Lumon, Devon lives entirely in the real world, which makes her our emotional anchor throughout the show. She's sharp, caring, and definitely not afraid to ask tough questions.
I know, I talked to him.
What did he say to you?
If I tell you, are you gonna punish him for it?
We have no punishments at Lumon.
Uh-huh.
One of her most notable roles was in the movie Before You Know It, where she not only starred in the film, but also co-wrote it. Jen plays Jackie Gurner, one of two eccentric sisters living in a crumbling theater above their family's playhouse. After their father's sudden death, the sisters discover a jaw-dropping secret. Their long-lost mother, whom they thought was dead, is actually alive, and starring in a soap opera.
Your mom?
She's dead. Why is a soap actress the co-owner of our building?
Oh my god, yeah, she kind of looks like.
Looks a lot like you.
Next up, we've got Spirited, a modern musical twist on A Christmas Carol. In this one, Jen plays Wendy, the mother of Ryan Reynolds' character. Wendy is, well, a bit of a complicated mom, the kind that leaves some emotional baggage behind. But Ryan's character seems to have turned out okay. The film itself is full of charm, catchy tunes, and holiday spirit, starring Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds in a magical tale about redemption and second chances.
How many times have I told you to close this kitchen door and you come back in? If it doesn't click when you close it, then it lets all the heat out. Apparently, adorable little puppies too. Oh, jeez, this is a Christmas tragedy.
Clint, no. She's lying.
I tell you what, I go back inside, I yell fire, and we just clear the whole place out.
That'd just get you arrested.
True, but we could steal some sweets off the dessert cart as we make our escape.
That'd also get you arrested.
Well, sharing the chocolate cake with you can make it worth it.
And finally, one of Jen's most notable TV roles beyond Severance is in the series Perry Mason, where she plays Anita St. Pierre. This period crime drama, set in the 1930s Los Angeles, follows the origin story of the legendary defense attorney Perry Mason. Jen Tullock portrays a confident and talented screenwriter navigating the male-dominated film industry of the era. Anita becomes romantically involved with Della Street, Perry Mason's business partner, adding a bold and complex dynamic to the narrative.
Well, I've given any number of cards to women in powder rooms. Unless you were that graceful honey, about 5'7", with steel blue eyes as deep as the Arabian Sea.
Then perhaps I do faintly recall you, yes.
She's alive.
Let's talk about the powerhouse that is Patricia Arquette. She plays Harmony Cobel, the boss from your most bizarre corporate nightmares. She's intense, she's mysterious, and somehow she's both terrifying and fascinating at the same time.
Mine! My designs! Circuit blueprint, base code, overtime contingency, Glasgow block, all of it!
Patricia has had so many iconic roles, it's almost impossible to choose. But let's start at the beginning. Her very first film role was in A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors in 1987. Yep, her career kicked off with one of horror's most legendary franchises. She played Kristen Parker, a teenager with the ability to pull people into her dreams. A pretty useful skill when you're up against Freddy Krueger, right?
That guy up there, it's Sonny Cheap.
Darian,
In the beginning of the movie, he was hired to get this guy.
you've got popcorn all over you.
Thanks.
Jump ahead to 1993 and the incredible True Romance. This film is a cult classic packed with an A-list cast: Christian Slater, Gary Oldman, Christopher Walken, Brad Pitt, and of course, Patricia herself as Alabama Whitman. Add a Quentin Tarantino screenplay into the mix, and you've got gold. Patricia's performance as Alabama was amazing and unforgettable. It's honestly one of her most beloved characters.
I'm trying to come clean, okay? I've been a call girl for exactly 4 days, and you're my third customer. I want you to know that I'm not damaged goods. I'm not what they call in Florida white trash. I'm a really good person.
We also have to mention here the quirky comedy Flirting with Disaster, where she starred alongside Ben Stiller way before Severance, but it might have planted the seeds for their later reunion in Severance. Patricia played Nancy Copland, the wife of Ben Stiller's character, and she travels all over the country with him in search of his birth parents.
Well, I think you're doing a great job.
You're attracted to her, aren't you?
No.
Now they're not just flirting with each other.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They're flirting with disaster.
You haven't been treating her very well, do you know that?
I see it. It's like a freaking television show. And the dreams?
Dreams are dreams. Everybody dreams.
Well, does everybody see dead people standing around their bed? I'm supposed to be an advocate. I'm supposed to be objective. I'm supposed to be normal.
One of her most nostalgic and iconic TV roles is definitely Medium. From 2005 to 2011, Patricia starred as Alison Dubois, a psychic who uses her abilities to help solve crimes. But it wasn't just spooky visions. She balanced her supernatural gifts with her role as a wife and mother, making Alison feel incredibly real and grounded. Oh, and she also played multiple versions of herself in alternate realities and dreams.
What do you guys mean about school and stuff?
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to email my boss. I'm going to explain to him that I'm not feeling well and that I can't come in today. Oh, and the same thing goes for you too, kiddo. No school today.
Yes. Excellent. Outstanding thinking, Mom.
Il messaggero è importante.
In 1999's Stigmata, Patricia took on a completely different kind of role and crushed it. She played Frankie, a young woman who begins experiencing the wounds of Christ out of nowhere. The film dives deep into religious conspiracies and supernatural horror, and Patricia delivered a haunting, emotional performance that stood out in a genre full of cliches.
In the name of Jesus Christ, I can... Uomo cieco, I tuoi occhi sono aperti, ma non vedi niente. The tower of strength to her, O Lord. Why do you persecute me?
She said she found a big chunk of them crumpled up at the bottom of your backpack.
She didn't ask for them.
Well, baby, she doesn't have to. You're just supposed to turn them in.
Then came the masterpiece, Boyhood, a groundbreaking film that was shot over 12 years. Patricia played Olivia, the mother of the main character, and we literally watched her evolve on screen over more than a decade. It's raw, it's real, and it's so powerful. That performance earned her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. And it's easy to see why. You watch her grow, struggle, change. It's like living a real life alongside her. Easily one of the most unique and heartfelt performances ever put on film.
Sending Samantha off to college. Sending you off to college. You know what's next? Huh? It's my fucking funeral!
Aren't you jumping ahead by like 40 years or something?
I just thought there would be more.
You still want that kiss?
And speaking of nostalgia, do you remember the movie Holes? Patricia played Kissin' Kate Barlow, a sweet school teacher turned outlaw after a tragic love story. The film's a classic for a whole generation, and her character's transformation is such a highlight, tender, fierce, and unforgettable.
You, your children, and your children's children will dig for the next 100 years, and you will never find it.
We also have to mention here the series The Act, where Patricia took a darker turn and delivered one of the most chilling performances of her career. She played Dee Dee Blanchard, a manipulative and abusive mother in a true crime story that shocked the world. It's intense and very disturbing, and Patricia is absolutely phenomenal. So much so that she won an Emmy for it. But fair warning, this series is heavy. Watch it with a strong stomach.
What were you doing? What were you thinking? What are you hiding from me?
I'll just get another one.
Hey, when I had money, we all had money.
From dealing drugs.
Okay, Judgy. It was a little pot. And maybe some hash. It was harmless.
There was cocaine.
Well, that was much later, and I did it. I didn't sell it.
And finally, we have one of her most recent roles, High Desert from 2023, where she plays Peggy, a chaotic, hilarious, and unpredictable former addict who reinvents herself as a private investigator. The show is a wild ride, mixing comedy and crime in a way only Patricia could pull off. She brings heart, humor, and a whole lot of attitude.
The house has great bones.
Oh, I'm sorry, would you excuse me? What the hell happened?
Hit and run. I'm never going to that Walmart again.
She's an outie! Hey! Irving, stop! She's been an outie the whole time! Ever since she came back! Irving! You stop! No! Stop it! Irving, stop this! She's a fucking mole!
And now it's time to talk about another incredible actor with a long and impressive career. John Turturro portrays Irving Baliff, a mysterious and emotionally complex employee at Lumon Industries. Turturro brings a quiet intensity to the character, making Irving's journey one of the most compelling aspects of the series.
I've never been
loved before? Not really. No. I have. How does it feel? I don't know.
If you only discovered Turturro through Severance, you probably have no idea how many masterpieces he's given us over the years. Take Barton Fink, for example, a film absolutely beloved in acting schools, and honestly, I couldn't even tell you if it's a comedy, a suspense, a drama, or all three at once. Turturro plays the title role, Bart, a New York playwright who moves to Hollywood in the 1940s. The film dives deep into the struggles of the creative process and the darker corners of the film industry.
But Charlie, why me? Why?
Because you don't listen!
Which motion picture won the Academy Award for 1955?
Marty.
Then we've got Quiz Show, where Turturro plays Herbie Stemple, a 1950s game show contestant who blows the whistle on the show's rigging. It's a fascinating look into the ethics of entertainment and media manipulation, and Turturro captures all the desperation and moral conflict of a man caught in the middle of it all.
You mean people don't like me anymore?
No, it's not you per se. It's just...
Maybe I should get my teeth capped.
No, it's the nature of the show. They've already seen you win and they want something new.
So what are you saying? You think they want me to lose?
Well, don't you think that's natural?
In The Big Lebowski, he delivers one of the most unforgettable performances of his career as Jesus Quintana, the flamboyant, eccentric bowler with a serious attitude. His screen time may be short, but he steals the scene every time. His character became so iconic, it even inspired a spin-off movie years later.
I shall peace out on the lanes. I'll take it away from you and stick it up your ass and pull the fucking trigger till it goes click.
Jesus.
You said it, man. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Then there's Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?, where Turturro plays Pete Hogwallop, one of 3 escaped convicts on a hilarious and chaotic quest for hidden treasure in Depression-era Mississippi. Loosely inspired by Homer's Odyssey, the film blends comedy, adventure, and music, and Turturro brings tons of heart and humor to the journey.
You stole from my kin.
Who was fixing to betray us.
You didn't know that at the time.
So I borrowed it till I did know.
That don't make no sense. Sir, I am asking politely. Back off.
You're not taking my son. Really.
You gonna try to get rough with us?
No, but I'm gonna call the cops because there's something fishy going on around here.
There's something a little fishy about you, your son, your little Taco Bell dog, and this whole operation you got going on here.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.
Get that thing to stop, huh?
And of course, we can't skip Transformers. John Turturro plays Agent Seymour Simmons, a totally unforgettable, over-the-top government agent from the secretive Sector 7. At first, he's this intense, rule-obsessed guy chasing down Autobots and Decepticons. But as the franchise evolves, so does he. Simmons becomes the ultimate wildcard, constantly in over his head, but always smack in the middle of the chaos, delivering big laughs, unexpected moments, and plenty of fan-favorite lines. He's the kind of character you don't expect to love, but totally do.
Got it rough?
You said it projected images off of your brain?
Right. Meat locker, now!
Dead pigs.
Yuck.
What you're about to see is top secret. Do not tell my mother.
Come on, Simmons, you said no work today. Let's get your pale ass legs and go to the beach.
I'm working here, all right? 5 minutes, I swear.
You always say 5 minutes. That means no.
Just go get Rodrigo and Julio and get the game started.
I hate Rodrigo.
I'll sit and bump with you in 10 minutes. Okay, come on, in the middle of something. Why you do this? I feel no pain. No. I feel no pain. I feel no pain. No. I feel no pain. I have come up and told you this in other fights. No. I tell you right now. Love your halama. Glue.
Now, let's talk about You Don't Mess with the Zohan, one of my all-time favorite comedies, and honestly one of Adam Sandler's most hilarious and outrageous films ever. And John Turturro absolutely kills it in this one too. He plays the villainous Phantom, Zohan's nemesis and rival in both combat and hairstyling. Yep, the film follows Zohan, a legendary Israeli counter-terrorist who's had enough of fighting and dreams of becoming, wait for it, a hairdresser in New York City. Phantom is his Palestinian counterpart, just as deadly in battle, but still clinging to the the fight while Zohan tries to move on. Their rivalry is explosive, ridiculous, and completely hilarious.
We call it Phantom and Salim Mukhentukin.
No.
25%.
No.
I want yogurt shop attached to store, like food court.
Okay.
I get profits from store.
No.
Some profits.
No.
I get free yogurt when I come to store.
Okay, within reason.
And I want some of your wives.
كم واحد بدك?
20.
No.
I sleep with one wife.
No.
She give one pee touch.
Okay. And as much as what we think, what we feel, and what we feel, and what you feel, will determine what happens to the rest of this young man's life.
After building a legacy with iconic and often hilarious characters, John took a sharp and brilliant turn in The Night Of, proving just how insanely versatile he really is. This limited HBO series is a slow burn, emotionally intense crime drama, and Turturro's performance is absolutely phenomenal. He plays John Stone, a weary, low-level attorney who unexpectedly takes on the case of a young man accused of murder. Turturro brings this quiet power and raw vulnerability to the role. Every line, every look, every pause feels deeply human.
Thank you. He said, Carmine, I want you to put the fear of God in this guy. And when fear isn't enough.
And finally, in The Batman from 2022, Turturro dives into the gritty, shadow-drenched world of Gotham as none other than Carmine Falcone, one of the city's most powerful and feared crime lords. But this isn't your typical over-the-top villain. Falcone is calm, calculating, and terrifyingly subtle. Turturro plays him with a quiet menace that makes him feel dangerously real. It's a cold, commanding performance that adds serious depth to the film, and another unforgettable role to Turturro's already incredible resume.
Oh, so you're a big man now, Arthur.
Maybe I am.
Really, Arthur? Because to me, you're always just a gimp in an empty suit.
We all have to accept reality. So, here it is. I am a person. You are not.
Brit Lower brought to life Helly R, a bold, rebellious new employee at Lumon Industries, who quickly becomes the face of resistance inside the company. Helly also becomes the love interest of Mark's Innie, while at the same time holding one of the highest positions at Lumon Industries as Helena Egan, the daughter of the company's CEO. Definitely one of the most charismatic and unforgettable characters in the entire series.
You and your family created hell, and you're going to burn in it.
Hey, you smell great today.
Really? I'm super hungover. I must be sweating Malibu.
Well, they should bottle that.
They already did. It's called Malibu.
But Brit Lower's career started way before Severance. Her very first TV role was way back in Big Lake in 2010. It was a goofy sitcom about Josh, a guy who was forced to move back to his hometown after losing his lucrative banking job. Brit played Meg, the beautiful waitress at Josh's dad's diner.
The editor saw some pictures on Facebook of me and my friends on spring break, and he wanted to meet with me.
That's terrific.
So I met him in his office, which is actually a motel room, and there was an interview. Funny thing is, he took a lot of pictures of me, but I got the job.
Hey, you make your own luck.
Another remarkable role for Britt came in the crime drama series Unforgettable. Britt played Tanya Sitkowski, a tech-savvy member of a team solving crimes using the lead detective's perfect memory. The show was all about unlocking mysteries hidden in plain sight, and Britt added a cool, smart edge to the team dynamic.
The red spectrum generally calibrated to be consistent with the heat emitted by a human body, or in this case, a spectral entity, or a spirit.
Tanya, can you turn that into a person?
Not a recognizable person. I would say a fairly distinct blob is what we could hope for.
Oh, Jesus fuck.
Oh, sorry, Val, did I scare you?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk the other day, but it's so good to see you.
Yeah.
Fast forward to Casual in 2016, a sharp, witty dramedy about a dysfunctional family navigating love, relationships, and life in general. Britt popped in as Sarah Finn, an ex-girlfriend of one of the central characters who shows up again after years, bringing even more complexity to a show already packed with beautifully flawed characters.
When you and Valerie moved in, what was Alex like?
I think he was happy.
He never encouraged you to get your own place?
Did he encourage you?
Okay, don't listen to them, Janie. Look at me. I'm way older than you and I'm not married.
You're not married? But you're so old.
No, I'm not. I'm only 29.
And we can't forget Man-Seeking Woman, one of the most bizarre and hilarious shows out there, and probably Britt's biggest role before Severance.
The brain of Steve Jobs.
He was a clever man.
The heart of Nelson Mandela. The fingers of Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, those beautiful brown fingers.
The sun-kissed skin of Patrick Swayze.
Pre or post Point Break?
Shut up. And finally, the neighborhood proximity of that guy in my building who died last year.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I thought you knew.
Knew what?
I'm gay.
You are?
Yeah. I'm like really, really gay.
But I thought I made the perfect man.
You did. And he's gay.
From 2015 to 2017, Britt played Liz Greenberg, the main character's super cool, sometimes chaotic sister. This show wasn't your typical rom-com. It turned dating disasters into literal monsters and fantasy quests, and Britt absolutely thrived in that wild, surreal world.
Is there a room in there for me?
You do not know how long I have waited for this moment. I will initiate sex now with your consent.
Wait, do you have something,
Condom applied. 2, 1. That was great.
Okay, we're done?
She's right. My head is going to explode. And then a kill team is going to descend upon this house and take you out once and for all.
Well, I've got 68 deactivated brain bombs and a gobulator that say otherwise. And that's just my travel-size globule.
We also have to mention Future Man, where Britt played Jerry. This show was pure science fiction craziness, mixing time travel, apocalypse scenarios, and tons of ridiculous humor. Jerry was the love interest of the main character in the first season, but then some big mysteries are revealed about her, or about them, depending on how you look at it. It's hilarious, weird, action-packed sci-fi, and with Brit Lower on board, it's always worth watching.
You're gonna tell me where it is.
Well, I'm a warrior. I don't do the science stuff.
Don't sell yourself short. I think you've got a varied skill set. The subtle art of deception isn't one of them.
Oh, and in 2020, Britt took things to a whole new level with Circus Person. Not only did she star in this beautifully artistic short film, but she also wrote and directed it herself. Circus Person tells the story of a woman who, after being left by her fiancé for another woman, joins the circus to reclaim her forgotten wildness. It's poetic, it's visually stunning, and it shows just how insanely creative and multi-talented Britt really is.
How does a fish get over a mountain? Maybe the water comes to meet it at the top. And maybe a broken heart is just one that is recently opened.
Any other family? Friends?
And most recently, we have Darkest Miriam from 2024, one of her latest and boldest projects yet. Britt plays Miriam Gordon, a woman navigating deep emotional struggles and transformations. Britt really went all in for this role. Let's just say the lack of clothing is kind of a frequent thing here. It's a raw, vulnerable, and daring performance that proves, once again, there's nothing she's afraid to take on.
My gorgeous librarian with the freckled hands.
Turns out, outside the walls of Lumon, this cast has lived way more lives than any innie could ever imagine. Now let us know, which other roles do you think should have made the list, and which ones were your favorites? And hey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to discover even more about the cast of your favorite shows and movies. Now pick your next video on the screen, and we'll see you there.